Hey guys, this is Jay and you're watching my YouTube channel JK Technical. So, Apple just announced a number of new devices including the all new iPad Pro, new Mac computers, the Mac Mini, as well as the MacBook Air replacement. And wow, what a wonderful day it was. So, some very exciting technological advancements, and let's jump right in. And I'm gonna start with the Mac computers. So, Apple started off by talking about the legacy of MacBook Air, that it changed everything as soon as it came out of that manila envelope and got her agree was a really magical moment. So Apple has decided to keep the MacBook Air name instead of renaming it something else, and they have basically updated the existing MacBook Air to a completely new level. They say they redesign single part inside and out from old one which had that inset display that no longer in case. The display is completely flush in. It has way less bezels on the exterior now, but it's still very reminiscent of the old one. Of course, it is a Retina display, has a number of more pixels, and now it has come in new finishes. That is now in this gold color, space gray, looks great and matches the rest of the MacBook lineup. And as far as the display itself, it is a 13.3-inch display, 4 times more the pixel, 4 million pixels overall, and much more thinner bezels makes it looks much sleeker than before. Of course, it does have a FaceTime HD camera up top. Don't expect it to be the best quality, but still, it at least has Touch ID now, so matching that of Neo MacBooks. No touch bar, of course. It does have the T2 controller to handle that, as well as a 20% larger trackpad. So you will be able to get more functionality out of that multi-touch gesture. The keyboard is now third generation, so with even more stability than before. It has a new speaker with a louder sound by 25% and even 2 times more the bass than earlier versions. 2 USB-C ports, it's Thunderbolt 3, so you will be able to do things like run a 5K TV external display. Among other things, it also has latest processor from the Intel, that is the i5 8th generation, up to 16 GB of RAM and up to 5 terabytes of storage. So understandably, Apple is holding back just a little here, so there's a clear distinction between this and the MacBook Pro. Yeah, the all-day battery life remains, and most amazing part is that this is all in a smaller enclosure. It's 17% less volume than the older generation and 10% thinner. It really does look great in its perfect hybrid between a MacBook and a MacBook Pro. It starts at $1199, so pretty decent value, I guess, for what you have. The coolest thing about it that it is now made out of 100% recycled aluminum, so that better for the environment and no more mining. So next up they introduced is the new Mac Mini. This is one of the oldest Apple products that haven't been updated and put forever aside from the Mac Pro, but they are getting to that. They have now made it standard to have 4 cores, configurable up to 6 cores, and these are full desktop processor, so not mobile ones. It's 5 times faster than the older versions, but it seems unfair to compare because that one hasn't been updated in over 1000 years. You can configure it up to 64 GB of the memory. It is quite capable up to 2 TB of storage, and that they have made a new fan for it, so you can cool all that performance in a reasonable manner, and you can stack these. That's actually pretty cool. So if you wanted more performance, then you can have it server and connected them to each other for a server grade performance or for any workload that you may need. And interestingly enough, you can configure it on an Ethernet port. It doesn't come standard and it starts at $799, so you can figure it quite well. And this now gets interesting. Apple has revealed the new iPad today, and it's everything we expected it to be. They preface this by saying that iPad is the most popular mobile computer in the world, so outsells notebook, and then they reveal the new iPad. It is inspired by the old generation iPhones. It's the exact same design that was leaked earlier. It looks spectacular. I wasn't able to discern any new colors. I think it will still come in the existing ones, but wow, what a stunner. It's even thinner now. It does have a liquid retina display with a curved corners remnants of the iPhone 10. In fact, they said it was inspired by the iPhone 10 and the 10R display technologies used in this. The actual profile of 12.9-inch is now about as large as a sheet of paper. So they think that a lot of people will be buying the larger one just because how much smaller it is. 25% less volume with the same display does come with a Face ID. Now it has been reconfigured, re-optimized to work in any orientation. So you can flip the iPad around in 4 ways and it will continue to work. That's quite cool. I don't think that's coming to iPhone any sooner, just because how complicated it looked. It does come with the new Apple A12X Bionic chip, which is a 12mm chip with a 10 billion transistor. Actually, that's kind of crazy, and a 8-core CPU for faster processing, 35% faster in general, and multi-core workloads are 90% faster. It's 7-core GPU now with 2 times faster performance, and some reference they compared it to an Xbox. It's that power in just a small slim form factor and 1000 times faster than the original iPad. So that's a lot of improvements. They have also built a neural engine into that processor and it now comes with a USB Type C. So you can get now a bunch of new peripherals to work with the iPad. An external display with the iPad, it's kind of crazy and it's configurable up to 1TB of storage. Apple did include a new Apple Pencil. It looks spectacular. It's now even more flush design, which is just a flat plane on one side, and this is to attach to the side of the iPad, so that the mystery connector on the side, it turns out to be this magnetic attachment where the Apple Pencil will instantly pair and begin to charge with the iPad. And they actually showed it in the demo and it didn't fall off, so the magnet itself is very strong. In fact, the Apple Pencil has over 100 magnets inside the case of the new iPad just to have a sleek of accessory work perfectly and hang on very efficiently and strongly on the iPad. A functionality they added with this Apple Pencil that I thought was really cool: double tap on the side to enable the eraser, double tap on the curve back to go to just to drawing mode. Also, with the screen off, if you tap on the screen with the pencil, it will take you to the notes. That's something efficiency wise I really appreciate, because imagine if you are in a class or something, you whip out this out real quick so you can get out to the writing notes as soon as possible. There's also a new folio keyboard case which is redesigned for this new iPad. It now has 2 seating positions, one for your lap and one that you can reseat it to use on a desk for more comfortable angle. Looks really nice and it will be sold separately, of course. The amount of progress this iPad makes, it's absolutely insane. In the performance, mostly I just wanted to reiterate that this thing is being compared to a Xbox One X in terms of graphical performance, and the things that you can do on it now are just crazy. So it is really crazy what this thing is capable now with the new apply of the 12x GPU and the CPU, so that this thing is gonna be absolutely monster. We are going to see some crazy games. They demoed the new basketball game and they were able to do something that they were never be able to do before on the iPad, and this is to get a console quality graphics. And I know we have been hearing about that forever, but for the first time ever, they say that they can finally get something like really realistic people up close. They were able to replicate all of those features, and it is only possible because of the Apple's A12X. A couple of other things. So Apple did demo that this thing's usability will be just like the iPhone 10 and all iPads are, but for the first time ever, this is a purely gesture based, and with the Apple's Pencil you will be able to control these gestures. So in all round, wow, what an upgrade, the biggest upgrade iPad ever got. It starts at $799, that is quite a hefty price tag, and that's only with the 64 GB of the storage. Alright, so that wraps it up for the new products. Apple also mentioned that the iOS
Wow,
12.1
what a
will be
wonderful tech
available
it was.
later today.
So, some very
Alright guys,
exciting
so these
technological
are the
advancements,
Apple's new
and
products that
let's
have been
jump
released
right in.
today.
And I'm
If
gonna
you
start
like this
with the
video,
Mac
please
computers.
hit that like button, and for
So,
more videos
Apple
and
started
updates
off
like
by
this,
talking
please
about the
subscribe to my
legacy
YouTube
of
channel.
MacBook Air.
Thank you.
That